Welcome to Meet Me in the Penthouse. I am Amy, along here with my sister Molly. We help high achieving women increase their income, but most importantly, their impact. We are neighbors, sisters, and business partners. We have built 8-figure businesses together, traveled the world together, raised our children together, mentored thousands of men and women together. And it's all because we have a penthouse mindset. We aim for the top, and we show others how to empower themselves to peel back the layers and truly step into their greatness and calling. Welcome to Meet Me in the Penthouse.
Hi, I'm Molly Kroeker, and I am so excited to bring this to you that we really work with. This is a big chunk of our Sisters Next Door View from the Top program. So I'm going to give you some free content right here, but I'm going to read this that I have it in my car. I have it written down a lot of places in my office. And some husbands, when they hear it, think that's a little woo-woo, but your thoughts cause your emotions cause your vibration dictates your frequency determines what you attract. Or you could even say who you attract. So if we go back to your thoughts cause your emotions, emotions are just nothing but energy in motion. And so if you are thinking, right, you're thinking about scarcity and lack, just let's go there. You know what? No, I'm going to go back to scarcity and lack, but I'm going to give you a great example of our daughter. So she came home late. We were going to Pilates in the morning. We all got the same amount of sleep, right? We were going early in the morning. She got up early, and the very first thought she had was, I am so tired. I'm going to have to take a nap. And I remember living in this space when I had young kids and working full time as a sports medicine physical therapist and training for my, whatever number of marathon. And remember waking up, honestly, the first thing when my feet hit the ground was, how am I going to figure out how to get some sleep today? Like maybe a patient will cancel. Maybe we lived really close to the clinic. I could just run home and take a nap. So I think about those things, and it's your thoughts. Just like I said, it creates your emotions. Your emotions are nothing but energy in motion. And so if you go back to the scarcity and lack, right? What are you going to think about all day? If you think, I don't have enough, I need to go to this free event on how to sell myself in business. A lot of people that listen are in business to us. And so if you're in business and you're going to a course on how to sell, what do you think is the underlying emotion or thought that you're having? Thoughts of lack and scarcity. I don't know how to sell. I don't know how to close a sale. Otherwise, I wouldn't have to go to this course. So I love teaching that because it is so true. Because here's the next part is your emotions cause your vibration. Okay. Everything vibrates. I have a biology background, so you can look at, talk to any geologist, even stones vibrate. When we were in the Galapagos, we got to be in the company of a sweet PhD geologist named Bob from Utah State. And it was so funny. He was 87 years old and he taught us so much, but everything there in the Galapagos, whether it was rocks, whether it was animals, clearly, but especially the formations, they're all vibrating. The sand, everything. So as humans, you vibrate. You're on a certain vibration. So if you have the vibration and the thoughts of scarcity and lack, your vibration is going to be slow and low. This has nothing to do with being introverted or extroverted. It has nothing to do with that at all. But does that make sense that you're vibrating at a very slow and low thought? So I'm even going to use myself as an example of I decided lack and limitation of being in healthcare and being a sports medicine physical therapist. There's not anything wrong with it. I'm just saying I decided to put a limit on what I financially could make, what I could earn in a year. That was my limitation. And so my vibration was that of someone who's capped out at at a certain figure. And that was where I vibrated, and I attracted everyone in that same salary level, including certain patients, right? So The next part of this is so great because your vibration dictates your frequency. I always say your frequency is the floor you live on. So, frequency definitely, I want you to think of frequency as the floor of the apartment building, and you can sometimes live in the basement. Obviously, our podcast is called Meet Me in the Penthouse. We want you to have penthouse frequency. That requires penthouse thoughts. Now, here's what I don't want you to get confused. I don't mean toxic positivity or Pollyanna views, because there are ways around this and ways to become this. But in your business, since you're living in a world that's vibrating, you're vibrating according to the ideas that are planted in your mind. So the idea is already planted in your mind. Remember, I talked to just a few minutes ago about selling. If you're going to a course on how to sell your way to life, or how to sell your next high ticket offer, or how to sell this, it's obviously telling you you don't know how to sell. And so you're vibrating with those same ideas planted in your mind on how you're going to build your business. So ask yourself these questions. Are you super hard on yourself? Do you believe in yourself? Are you saying things like, well, I'm just not as good as Mary because she has a huge network, or she is stunning and beautiful, and of course, everybody's going to buy something from her. Imagine the feeling, and this is what I mean with frequency, is imagine the feeling, the floor, the frequency of who you were in the world before you started realizing that you needed to do this inner work, right? The things that we teach at Sisters Next Door. The feeling of not being worthy enough has a certain energy to it. And I think for most women, which is why we're so passionate about this women's collective coming up, is that creates not feeling worthy enough has a certain energy, right? So I want you to think about that today is when I ask you what frequency, so where are you vibrating? Go back to the thoughts you're having. They cause your emotions. Now you know your emotions dictate your vibration, which obviously tells you what floor you're living on, what frequency you're giving off. And that determines who or what you attract. So if you don't want anything energetically in your business, then you need to look at where you're vibrating. Okay. Is it scarcity and lack, or is it abundance and gratitude? You know, here at Sisters Next Door, we are so passionate about gratitude because it does put you on the highest frequency is when you're in a state of gratitude, when you're in a state of thankfulness, of abundance. In fact, I want to read to you from Neville Goddard because it's so good. And I say this all the time in our self-discipline camp is gratitude transcends mere politeness. It is a potent vibrational state that aligns you with the frequency of abundance. So you just heard words in there, vibration and frequency. It opens your being to receiving. Receiving is powerful, friends. That is the name of my book, Open to Receive. It transforms your consciousness to one of wealth and prosperity. The practice of gratitude, therefore, is not just a preliminary step, it's a continual, integral part of the manifestations process. He goes on to say, gratitude's transformative power lies in its dual ability to center your mind and shift your focus from lack to abundance. In the chaos and stress of daily life, friends, gratitude guides you back to peace and creativity. And creativity is where the secret sauce is. I tell our daughter that all the time. That is where the secret sauce is. And Neville goes on to say it's the fertile ground where seeds of intention grow. And so if you practice gratitude and abundance, it will amplify your awareness of the universe, of God's infinite resources. The realization is pivotal. It dismantles the scarcity mindset, revealing the truth of limitless abundance. Now, doesn't that sound like a beautiful way to live? And that is why we are what's the word I'm trying to think of? We are just so dialed in to gratitude and really starting your way that way. And if you haven't ever been on our self discipline camp, honestly, reach out. It's free. It's 5:30 in the morning Central Standard Time, and we have time zones all across the world. And but it's so key for someone like me who I started my day. And again, it's not right or wrong, friends. It's there's no judgment here, but I started my day always by waking up and heading out the door, right? I had to get to work. I needed to go run. I was going to take care of myself first, right? Put your own oxygen mask on first before somebody else. All right, I'm taking care of myself. I'm doing the things. But as far as journaling and gratitude, that was just something I thought, well, that's just something that retired people do. You know, I saw my mom keeping a gratitude journal for years and years, way back in the 80s, even. She just had journal after journal of gratitude. And prayer was something I did quickly before I headed out the door, or at least in my car on my way to work. But as far as meditation, as far as gratitude, as far as journaling, that was not where I was living because I was in the act of doing, right? I was in the doing because my thoughts, back to your thoughts cause your emotions. My thoughts were, you have to work hard, you have to show up, you have to be the latest one up, you have to live life to the fullest. And that means 5 hours of sleep. That means just the hustle, the grind, the doing it all. And honestly, in my 50s, I thought, what if there's another way? And I'm telling you that there is. There truly is another way. And so, circling back to then, your frequency determines what and who you attract, right? What are you telling yourself? Because this is where affirmations really come into play is I love affirmations and I said them for years in my business. But the thing is, they were somebody else's affirmations. They were not mine. I was not affirming what I truly believed. And when you believe it, you show up as her or as him. Now, I know that sounds easy, right? It sounds like, oh, okay, it's the being. And we hear that all the time. But what does that really mean? I mean, every day, when I wake up in the morning, when I headed to church this morning, when we went to Costco, all the things on the boat, out and about in town, playing tennis, at Pilates, whatever it is, I am the most confident woman you'll ever meet. That's what I tell myself every single day. But that's not just what I tell myself, it's what I believe. It's the floor I live on. The thoughts I'm having is I'm the most confident woman you'll ever meet. What does that mean? That means I'm kind. That means I see people. That means I see your worthiness. That means I look into your eyes. That means I will smile at everyone. That means that means that I show up as her all the time. I go all in. That's something I tell myself as well. I go all in. I am the most driven woman you'll ever meet. And these are mine. They might not be yours, your truth, but they're mine. But when I live on that frequency, guess what I attract? And it's no wonder that Amy and I always have incredible things happen to us. And one of our favorite sayings is things are always working out for us in the most miraculous ways. God goes before us. Isn't it wonderful? And it truly is. Things are always working out. Are you unbothered by things? You don't have, I mean, I don't even just not have judgment. I am unbothered. Whether something happens or something doesn't, I don't throw a fit. I don't get all upset like the old me did. And this is even me from, 3 or 4 years ago. And so remember, when you go all in, when you are the most driven woman, driven man that you'll ever meet, when you're the most confident woman, confident man you'll ever meet, then guess what? I'm the one that can help you. I am the one that can help you because I want your vibration to go from low and slow to off the charts. So your magnet will change. Remember, it's who you're going to attract. And I will tell you this, Amy and I's magnets draw people in every day. You know that when that happens, when you think of someone and then they call you, that happens to me almost every single day. I was just thinking about this incredible yoga retreat we were on in March and in Palmilla in Mexico. And it was a wellness retreat, juicing, vegan, It was amazing. Lots of yoga, lots of grounding, lots of breath work, lots of time alone, thinking. And we also got to have this amplified yoga, and it was just magical. And the creator of amplified yoga, oddly enough, reached out to me as I was talking to one of the gals in New York City who was there in Mexico with me. And we were talking about what it was that we did with amplified yoga. Now, how would he know? He wasn't even in California. He was actually in France in his other home when he reached out to me and said, I hope you're well. I really hope you're doing well. I look forward to seeing your beautiful face soon. So there was nothing communicated with him at all. It was just the mere act of being on the same vibration, the same high frequency as my friend Hattie. And he felt that, the instructor of Amplified Yoga, he felt that all the way across in France. So he reached out. So that's what I'm talking about is who you'll attract. Vibration and energetics means everything in business. Manage your vibration. Truly, you know what the most magnetic thing in business right now is? Authenticity. It's the most magnetic thing in the universe. Being the grandest version of you, showing up as the grandest version of you. Because why would we try to be somebody else, right? Why do we have fear showing up as ourselves? And truly, we're not taught self awareness. We're not taught that as kids. And so, you know, there's a feeling to being you, to being authentically you. And I just think, ask yourself that. Why do you fear showing up as you? And so I want you to know that with this simple, simple principle that I shared, and I'm going to repeat it again because I know you'll want to remember it. Your thoughts cause your emotions. Your emotions cause your vibration. Your vibration dictates your frequency. Your frequency determines what or who you attract. So I want you to remind yourself every single morning, right by my toothbrush, is who will I serve and who will I bless? When I wake up in the morning, my vibration is so high. The first two words out of my mouth is thank you. My right foot hits the ground, it's thank. The left foot hits the ground, it's you. Thank you. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you for letting me be a blessing to many people today. Thank you for letting me serve in a big capacity today. Guess what? When you are thinking that way versus, oh my gosh, how am I going to get the kids from this place to this place? Oh my goodness, how am I even going to make time to fit in a nap because I'm so exhausted? I'm already tired right now. Oh my goodness, I am dreading this call at 9 a.m. It's not going to go well. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm going to get yelled at. What if my flight is late? All the things. Think about that. It's no wonder that when you start your day that way, your vibration is slow and low and your frequency is in the basement and you just are attracting chaos after chaos after chaos. And so I just ask you to try something different. Try something that I've been working on and that we teach our clients. Thank you. Thank you. Who will I serve? Who will I bless? Who can I bring value to this morning? And go about that, those thinking, those thoughts. And I want to see the kind of emotions that you have, the way your business starts to grow, the magnetic personalities and things you will attract because you are in such a high frequency. You're living in the penthouse, so things are coming easily and effortlessly to you. I promise you it works. It is so simple, but here's the thing. It's so simple not to do. It's so simple not to do. So I want you to promise me that you're going to try this for a week of just thank you, who will I serve, and who will I bless? And then I want you to spend 10 extra minutes in the morning. Just get up 10 extra minutes. And for some of you, it might be 3:50 in the morning because you get up at 4. And some of you, it might be 5:30 in the morning. You get up at 5:20. 5 minutes of meditation, just absolute silence, listening. Just listen. And then 5 minutes of gratitude. And I want you to be upright because if you do it laying down, you could just fall asleep. So upright listening, meditating for a good 5 minutes, and then get out a journal and 10 things you're grateful for. I always say, think of the smallest of the smallest of the smallest thing. Maybe it is the spider web that is growing down on your dock and the way that that thing is so intricately spun. It's just truly, what awe. Maybe it's the bird's nest. Maybe it's the little weed that is growing in your front lawn every single day when you pull it. But just having gratitude for the smallest thing, but then also gratitude for the things that are coming. Maybe you don't see it in your physical 3D world, but spiritually, your soul knows it's already yours. It's already yours. And so in my gratitude journal, I always write about my kids. I always write about how they are just flourishing and they're surrounded by a community of people that just love and adore them. And they are living in cities that they have dreamt about and surrounded by incredible people, flourishing in a career. I write about that because I know it is. It's already done. It's already theirs. And so things that are coming. Jelly Roll coming to my dad's 50th sobriety birthday on October 4th. I've already said there are enough people out there that know how to get him there. Ed Milet is going to be there because guess what? When I met him in person, I gave him a picture of the AA house that we're restoring, that we're redoing and restoring. And I know he'll be there as well. So it's already done. Those are things I'm already grateful for in my journal. So spend 10 minutes every morning, meditation for 5 minutes, gratitude for 5 minutes. And I promise you, the vibration, the frequency, and what you will attract, you're going to quantum leap your life. And you know what? Was that working any harder? Was it truly hustling more? Was it grinding? Was it gritty? Was it exhausting doing any of that? No. Did you have to spend thousands of dollars doing that? No. No. It's all free. And I promise you, you stay there for a week and then stay there for 30 days and then you stay there for 90 days. But here's the thing, when you embody that person, whether it takes you 1 day or 19 years, you will quantum leap and it will be easy and effortless, just like I promised. So thank you so much for joining us in the penthouse. And I want you to think about that. What does it mean to live in the penthouse of your mind? What does it mean to you? And so join us for the upcoming class in the Women's Collective. Reach out to us at hello@sistersnextdoor.com. If you need more information, we'd love to get that into your hands. And as always, join our waiting list for our View from the Top signature program. And if you are looking to honestly be somewhere different, you just are craving somewhere different, then you should join us. You should really join us because that's what we're all about, is coaching high achieving women to reach extraordinary success without burnout, overdrive, or sacrificing their well-being to stay on top. So that's why we love our signature program called A View from the Top. So we'll see you there. We'll meet you in the penthouse. And we just thank you for listening this week. Please subscribe, give us a 5-star review on Apple, and subscribe and share this with your friends. Everyone deserves to know that it's this simple. It's just this simple. Okay, thanks everybody. We love you.
Hey guys, we'd love to have you join our waitlist for our class of View from the Top. There are going to be incredible women who are making incredible, decisive, clear decisions. The energy is fabulous. The view from the top is fabulous. And there's room for you at the top. Go to sistersnextdoor.com and join our waitlist.